We've got Zaradia Park with us, we've got Vladivostok online, and the Antarctic station. Our, I'm the former commander of the station, Antarctic station. I left it in February this year. We still have a lot of colleagues and friends working there right now. We'll have to rotate them quickly. In several weeks, our ship is departing for the Antarctic, but we'll arrive there only on the 10th of January. The ship will depart at 7 on November the 7th. We'll be replacing the crew of a number of stations of Bellingshausen, Vostok, Mirny. Several years ago, we started working on this project, and we had this teleconference, and I was in the Antarctic station at that moment. I was answering your questions, but the connection was not very good, and it's not going to be good. We spent the recent several weeks trying to set it right. We have only one communication satellite, and the station is located very far away from us. I would like to thank the company which is providing us with the satellite connection, but it's not going to be very good. Let's start. Let's get started. What kind of questions do we have to the crew of the Antarctic question? Come along. Just one point, we had an international competition for the most interesting question. That competition was supported by RIA Novosti and Sputnik news agencies. So we have questions not only from this room, we have questions from all over across the globe. Hello, dear friends. My name is Dmitry Ilichevsky, and I represent Sputnik Radio News Agency, part of the Russia Today group. We cover all continents our broadcast covers all continents apart from the Antarctic. For now, we broadcast in 32 languages. So we managed to collect questions to the crew of the Antarctic station. So our audience is 50 million people, and they're all eager to get answers to these questions. Let's get started. So a question from Chile. What kind of requirements did you have to meet in order to be part of the Antarctic station crew? Did you have to undergo a special training? Hello, dear colleagues, this is Progress speaking. We have crew members from 3 stations here, the Chinese station and Russia's station, Progress. We'd be delighted to answer your questions. So, what kind of requirements did we have to meet in order to become part of the crew of the Antarctic station? Do you hear me well? We can hear you quite well, yes. Who is going to take the question? So there is a number of requirements. Well, there is a competition for the membership and the crew, so we pick the most experienced people and the most healthy people, and we also have a training center And the training methodology is changing, is becoming more and more efficient. But as far as the Russian station is concerned, I don't think I can give you now any specific information regarding the training. But there is a training program, so you will have to undergo a special training program for 3 weeks in the mountains. We mainly we mainly get prepared to ensure our own safety and security in the Antarctic environment. Thank you. And the next question comes from Argentina. We have two questions. We have two questions for the people who work in the Antarctic. How many species of fauna, your unique fauna, do you have only in the Antarctic? Unique species, and what kind of gear do you use? Do you eat special food? Do you wear special clothes? Where do you sleep there? Well, fauna here is not very diverse. At least if we talk about the fauna, I'm not talking about microorganisms here. And we have seals of different kinds here. We have penguins, some birds. And these species are not unique to this territory. What kind of special gear we use? That's a big question, because our gear is becoming more and more advanced. And but the point is that our gear should not be substantially different from what you are using, let's say, elsewhere. We live in like normal Antarctic field conditions. It's fairly cold here, but these are not extreme conditions. So when you have to leave this station and go to a remote region or into the mountainous region, yes, we may use rock climbing equipment, mountainous equipment, rock climbing equipment, and warmer clothes. But I think we need to demonstrate this gear to you. It's difficult to explain. Another question from a country where the situation is where the weather is a lot warmer than in the Antarctic. What is the weather like there now? It is getting warmer here. We are located close to the ocean, and the temperature inaudible. So we are located not very far from the ocean. So the temperature now is around 9. So it is around 9 here. Yesterday it was -15, so it is getting slightly warmer. Can you show us the video, please? I wanted to ask you a question. What does it feel like to live far away from your families, your friends, and your children? Are you doing your work because you love to, or sometimes because you have to? This is a good question. Let me readdress this question to those people who have to work there in the conditions which you just mentioned. Thanks for asking this question. It's not a very easy one. So, how easy is to live for such a long time away from the family and friends? We all have families, and some of us have small children. So it is very difficult to be away from the family for a year and a half or 18 or 19 months because you become a bit estranged after you return. So you can. So the minimum length of a mission is 15 months. So we have to stay away from the civilization and from our families and friends for at least 15 months. So if if something happens, if something happens there, we won't be able to be back quickly. It's the same as going to the Mars. If something happens on the Earth, you cannot return quickly. However, modern technologies provide us with other opportunities to talk to our families. So we also use internet. Internet is working fairly okay here. It could have been better, but at least we have an opportunity to talk to our families and friends. And several years ago, the situation was completely different. We have become more technologically advanced here. We get pictures from our families almost instantly. We can see them, we can talk to them. And we also have a phone connection here. A phone connection which is provided by mobile operators. So that actually means that we can talk directly to our homes. But anyway, we are physically away from them, we are out of the context of their life. But it takes special character features to come and work here. Mostly introverts prefer that kind of work, and an introvert by nature does not need to communicate a lot. So we get enough. Let's put it this way: we have enough communication here, and we devote a lot of time to work. And as far as work is concerned, do we love to do it or do we have to do it? We mostly love it because it will be difficult. It will be extremely difficult to work or to do something that you don't like, far away from your family and difficult conditions. And another thing, it's a great opportunity to go somewhere where you wouldn't go yourself, and we get paid for this. And those of my colleagues who got here, they are pretty happy because they're getting good salaries and they're getting unique experience. Okay, thank you. It was a question from Brazil. And we got another video question. Hello to you all. My name is Serkan Yonder, and I'm from Turkey. As you know, there is a global warming. This process is undergoing, but other scientists point out that we may find ourselves in the ice age in the upcoming future. Which is more correct? Do you think we will face the mini ice age or the global warming will continue? Thank you for the answer. Okay, we will address this question to the leader of the Indian station.
National Center for Antarctic and Pacific Research. Regarding global warming, we have seen using the nodes.
Добрый день. С использованием нашего оборудования
data, the trend of the is found to be increasing.
Мы наблюдаем некоторое повышение
Global warming
температуры, то есть мы можем сказать, что больше аргументов в пользу процесса глобального потепления, чем ледникового периода. So, another question from our audience. A question from France. Why do human beings want to explore such unfriendly territories? Well, this is a philosophical question because the Antarctic as a continent was discovered 200 years ago, and people tend to look for new things, and human nature is about discovering new things and pushing the boundaries. Well, you say it's an unfriendly territory. When you say unfriendly, I think you're referring to natural conditions. I think the original purpose was to explore the continent, and currently the continent is being, let's say, used only for scientific purposes. So we are looking for answers to many questions, like, for example, we are monitoring the climate situation, and on the basis of the data that we receive, we're building forecasts regarding the future climate in the Earth. So we have lots of questions, and answers to some questions require a reference point which will not be spoiled, or data from which will not be distorted by the anthropogenic influence. And this is what we have here. Next question. We don't have sound. We don't have the connection. Let us check the connection. And now some questions from Moscow, from the room here. As far as I can see, there is quite a number of people there at the station. How do you live? How do you manage to live well together? What is the situation like in the station? Well, we have more than 10 people here. 27 people at our station, 24 people at the next station, and then 19 people at Panyushan station. The question which you asked is quite difficult. Of course, we try to live friendly. That's actually our main task. We have to keep the friendly environment here. So we don't have problems talking to each other, communicating to each other. Yes, we try to observe the basic. We try to be polite and friendly. We try to observe all behavior rules. Here is a question. We have a number of stations in the Antarctic. There's an American station, and other countries maintain their own stations. How do you talk to each other? Do you exchange data with each other? How do you talk to each other given the fact that you all speak different languages? Well, also, we do not talk to each other on the ongoing basis. But we communicate. We meet on holidays. We tend to congratulate each other upon reaching the half of the mission, and we speak English, of course. In the middle of the year, we also have a film festival. Every station can participate in it. You make a brief video regarding the work that you do. So we share these videos, then we watch them and we rank them. Yes, we exchange scientific data with each other in line with the agreement on scientific research. So if we get a request for data, we provide this data, and we can request data from other countries. Кто-нибудь хочет что-то добавить? We have a response from an Indian station. Добрый день.
I participated in a 35th Antarctic expedition 2 years back. Now this time also wintering at Bharti. Mostly I'm from Indian Institute of Geomagnetism. Earth and inner Earth study and the Sun Earth interaction and all the geomagnetic data I'm regularly collecting. So our instruments are running 24 hours. 365 days. So the same instrument also running at Progress as well as at Johnson stations. So we have a very good collection of data, and we are comparing the data in between the stations also. We are exchanging this data and correlating the data. Almost it is a 7 kilometer distance in between the stations. So we are getting very good data, and also we are exchanging the meteorological parameters. It is very close to self, whereas the Johnson and the Progress station, whereas our station is a bit far from the self. So what is the change in data, that weather parameters we are comparing, correlating, saying what is the impact of those data with geomagnetic data we are collecting and correlating, and many results we are getting also. Thank you.
Спасибо за очень подробный ответ. Я думаю, теперь вам еще более ясно способы общения и необходимость. Прием.
Maybe they have something important to do.
This is what it looks like outside. Move it around so that we see the landscape. And we are lucky. Today there is a clear day, and it's not always so because so normally we have some wind and some blizzard. The polar night or the Antarctic night was over a month ago. You don't see the beauty of the territory now, but believe me, it is very, very beautiful. Now, let's Vladivostok ask a question. Vladivostok, do you hear us? Vladivostok, do you hear us?
Добрый день, вы нас слышите?
Hello? Vladivostok University, we are delighted to welcome you. Several questions from us. The first question is from Zanna. What do you study at this Antarctic station? Okay, let me answer this. Did you hear the question? Yes, we did. Thank you very much for the question. And let me say a couple of words. And I'm a hydrologist and I study oceans. So we watch the conditions at the bottom of the ocean during the winter period. We perform research in a number of areas here at the Russian station, and for example, we do continuous meteorological data sampling every 6 hours. We take measures, and the same measures are being taken at all the stations which are located here. Then this data is transmitted to the International Meteorological Organization. So we also have hydrological research. We watch the ice conditions in order to determine the period for spring navigation, as one of our vessels will be arriving in a couple of months. So we take pictures of the ice conditions. We transmit these pictures back to the continent so that the vessel captains know that they can safely come. There is a number of other research, meteorological, atmospheric research. Weather sometimes limits our research capabilities, and in good weather and on a more proper during a better weather we can do more than when not restricted. We have a number of measures which we take continuously. all the time. And when during the right season, right after the research vessel arrives, we start our research program. We have 5 stations here, and all 5 stations are participating in the climate monitoring program. We may have some programs which are station specific, like Mirne or Progress. So if you want to know the details, we'll give you the full list of those projects which we work on. But generally, this is it, if you take a general look. Let me add a couple of things. We tend to watch all the parameters which relate to our staying there. We track our medical parameters, our psychological parameters. We watch the sun, the stars. We have satellite antennas watching the conditions in the outer space. But the most tense research program starts when the day season starts, because we have with a vessel, we have crews of scientists arriving here who study the snow, the bacteria which may be located deep inside the snow. So there is a big number of different research. Thank you very much for your answer. Another question? Yes, please. We have a guest from Italy with us here, Matteo. He wants to ask a question. Hello, and I'll ask my question in English.
Research stations in Antarctica to a possible space station on the moon, given there is confinement and hostile conditions.
Мы плохо слышали первую часть вопроса, поэтому лучше китайский.
How similar are research stations in Antarctica to a possible research station on the moon? Luna.
Вот из каких условий у нас для станции Луны что проводится? Тем не менее, есть ли какие-то похожие?
I think you may find some similarities there. If I got your question correctly, you're asking whether we have whether conditions here can be compared to conditions on the moon station. I think in a way, but actually we have better living conditions here than one would have out in the space. We have a research program which is focused on studying the moon. We are watching the orbit of the Earth and the impact of the moon upon this orbit, and probably this is the only thing which links us to the moon somehow. Thank you very much for your answer. And thank you for the question. Can you please tell us if you have women in your crew, Who cooks food for you? On Zansuran and on Aber station. We do have women as crew members. Let me explain why it caused so much laughter, because we always get this question. No, we don't have women in our crew, not in Russia station, not in Chinese station, and so we have cooks. We have men cooks. Men cook the food. Next question is from Zaryadye Park. Can you hear us? Yes, we can hear you. Can you please tell us how long is your shift and what do you tend to miss the most while staying there in the Antarctic? And another question is, do you frequently visit your Chinese colleagues, and do they have something at their station which we don't have at our station, or do we have something that they don't have? The full answer to this question will take a long time. Our working shift is 8 days. Oh, sorry, 8 hours. That's the standard working time. The total length of the mission may be up to 15 months. So, including the traveling time, it may be 14 or 15 months. So we spend a year here. As far as meeting colleagues from other stations is concerned, yes, we meet them actively, and we try to do it frequently, but within the limits of our responsibilities. And yes, we do visit our Chinese colleagues, and we also have joint sports exercise and competitions. They visit us. We have billiards, we have table tennis here. But once we visit each other, so we go to the Chinese station to exercise sometimes together, as they have a very good gym there. Our space inside the station is planned differently. We don't have such a spacey gym. Well, but we visit other stations as well. And let me ask the second. You also asked, what do we miss the most? Let me ask my colleagues to answer this question. So now you'll get an answer from the person who is spending his second mission here. So what do you miss the most? Normally, we miss good food, fruit. It's quite understandable. It is impossible to preserve fruit. Like we ran out of our supply of eggs, of our stock of eggs. Normally we have eggs on Sunday, but so food and meeting our people, our friends. I think communication, real contacts with people, this is something that we miss the most. Next question. Do you have pets on your stations? Well, pets, no, but we do see quite a lot of animals here when the good weather, when the when the nice weather season starts. Ice is about to break now, so it is warming up. So seals will come, the birds will come. We haven't seen them this season yet, but they will come. And in the Antarctic, we don't have a lot of animals. We have seals, penguins, and just 3 types of birds. We don't have bears, wolves, and nothing. Just have these animals and people living here. And also, in some stations like Vostok or South Pole, there are only people staying in those territories. There are no animals. Thank you, Zaredia. One more question. Hello, but do you have pets on your stations? We don't have pets. We don't have pets on our stations because under the terms of the agreements on the use of Antarctic territories, we are not allowed to bring here any biological species which are not indigenous to these territories. I've seen a sea hawk today. What kind of fish do you have there? Actually, we seldom have to perform some zoological research here. Sometimes the Progress station is visited by scientists from the Institute of Zoology, but we have seen 3 types of fish here. Like a perch, a foxfish. Next question. Do polar researchers have some sort of an anthem, some sort of music or a song which unites them all together? I don't think so. We have those melodies which we like, each of us likes the most. For example, our Chinese colleagues like Podmoskovные вечера. They like them very much. We like some music of some music which they may have, but we don't have we don't have any sort of the anthem of the Antarctics. We have Stanislav. A small boy who wants to ask a question. What what kind of special machinery and special vehicles do you have at your station? When you say special vehicles, do you mean transportation vehicles or special scientific equipment? Let me tell you about the special transport vehicles that we have. We have vehicles which are produced in Russia and which are produced abroad. These vehicles are designed to move on snow and to transport heavy cargoes. So similar vehicles or similar snow scooters are used by India and Chinese stations. The Chinese station is also have a piece of heavy transport machinery. It's a Caterpillar unit. We have a number of military type machines. Like tow cars, Kharkovchanka type tow car. These vehicles are used by us to move around the continent, and that's as far as transport is concerned. But then again, the full answer to your question will take a long time. Next question, please. Thank you, and we have another question here. Could you please tell us how many people does your mission include? How many people stay at the station for the winter period? What kind of difficulties do we have to face there? Do you have problems with air supply or water supply? Can you stay outdoors for a long time? It's a good question. As far as progress is concerned, we'll have 4 times the number of people during the nice weather season as during the winter season. Similar situation is at other stations. So during the good season, they have from 3 to 4 people, from 3 to 4 times more people than during the winter season. We don't have problem with the air supply. There's very clean air here, but it doesn't have odors. And air without odors is not very good, I would say. As far as water is concerned, the water which we drink here is very close to distilled water. It contains very few minerals. But that if you are at the station which is in the middle of the continent. If you are located closer to the shore, then you may draw your water from a lake which will have higher level of mineralization. All our stations have water treatment systems. So we purify the water and we mineralize it. So the quality of the water quality is good. It's just like the tap water you have. understand that there are Chinese people there. I'd like to ask a question to them. Just what do they do? So the question is, how do we cooperate with our Chinese colleagues and what our Chinese colleagues do? Let me hand over the microphone to them. I'll give the mic to the deputy head of the Chinese station.
Hello， 美女，很高兴听到你的问题。然后我们这边和俄罗斯进步站还有印度巴拉提站之间的交流活动非常多，然后我们的交流语言也基本上就是用英文交流。我们特别是和进步站之间的交流，每周有1到2次。他们这个每个周6下午会到我们站进行这个交流访问，我们一块儿打乒乓球，打这个排球所以这个除了体育交流活动之外，我们在其他的这个工作上也互相的帮助。然后哪个站有什么样的困难，然后我们都会这个竭尽全力去帮忙所以我们的交流还是非常多的，两站的关系也特别的融洽和谐。然后第二个问题是现在中山站有什么样的科考项目的越冬期间？我们的科考项目主要有这个3大类吧，一类是这个高空物理的研究，一类是这个南极的动物研究，包括海洋哺乳动物以及鸟类研究。那么第3类就是气象的研究。那么气象研究又包括了这个气象观测和预报，还包括这个海冰的这个研究。现在这个我们中山站每年基本上比较固定这3大类的越冬期间的研究项目，主要是这些。除了科考项目之外，我们还有这个后勤保障的这个工作我们有这个发电机械师，那么有车辆机械师，还有这个维修工，还有水暖工，那么还有我们的通讯员和厨师等等。我们今年中山站一共有19名队员越冬，但是我们也很快就要回国了，在12月底我们可能就回到这个国内了。再次感谢你的问题，非常感谢。
我们也非常谢谢你的回答。然后我们这有几个中国人，所以一块来听的，所以我们想一块给你们说一说，你们在南极站辛苦了。
好的，非常谢谢你们的在万里之遥的祝福，我们心里感觉非常的感动，也很温暖。谢谢你们，也祝你们学业顺利，身体健康，也希望你们学业有成，早日回国。再次感谢。想你们。
примерно.
So just for the sake of our colleagues here who do not speak Chinese, could you please briefly give us the gist of the question and the answer? I don't speak Russian very good. Just but our Chinese colleagues told us that they have been working there for 12 months already. Okay, next question. Hello, I got the following questions. Question: do you have some sort of traditions, and how do you celebrate holidays? Well, traditions, we have quite a lot of traditions, and and we do celebrate all holidays, same holidays than you do. We have our working schedule, yearly schedule, so we celebrate all the holidays which you have. We celebrate Chinese holidays. We celebrate birthdays. There is also a holiday which is if you are at the station for the first time, and if you are about to spend your first winter here in the Antarctic, then we can, let's say, there is a right for the first comers. And as far as traditions are concerned, we try to celebrate these holidays together. Unfortunately, our time is running up. We had 1 hour for the teleconference. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Andre, thank you. This is the first time we have this teleconference with Progress, and on behalf of the management of the university, I would like to thank you for this. Thank you. Also, thank you. Thank you for giving us an opportunity to interact with the audience. Thank you for good questions. Thank you from all the crews of the 3 stations. And I'm inviting you all to visit our station. It is becoming more and more easy. So try to get enrolled. Try to get enrolled on the Russia's Antarctic research program, and you will end up here. The Antarctic Research Institute is going to announce a competition. Well, the competition will be held among the students of secondary schools, and the first 3 winners will have a chance to come to our station. They will have a chance to visit Bellenskausen station. So if you are eager to come here, participate in this contest. The details will be available on the website of the Research Institute. Thank you.
What is the young people's?
Young people, I think schoolmen, school children.
School children.
У нас телемост, собственно, сам закончен, но здесь остались настоящие полярники, даже, как я понимаю, супер высококвалифицированные, и вы можете также продолжать задавать им вопросы. Они, наверное, с вами скоро уже окажутся там, которую картинку вы видели.
Здравствуйте. У меня как раз вопрос был отчасти к вам. Вопрос такой. Чем вы занимаетесь по работе, когда возвращаетесь?